Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones, and I'm here to provide the ultimate networking hub and exclusive peek into the lives of thriving entrepreneurs and business owners. This podcast will educate, ignite inspiration, foster encouragement, and pave the way for growth among small businesses and the overall Oak Cliff community. Okay, so we've got with us today the most amazing guest. His name is Shane Meyer. He's also an executive committee member of the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Mr. Meyer.
Thanks for having me. Love being here.
You doing okay today?
I am doing fantastic. I have my coffee and I'm ready to go.
You ready to go? Well, you had a shake too, right?
I did. That's part of my morning routine.
What kind of shakes do you have in the mornings?
Oh, people don't want to know. I mix all kinds of stuff. I call it the concoction with my family.
The concoction.
Yeah, I have a little turmeric and cinnamon and protein powder and all kinds of other random stuff that are thrown in there that are supposed to be healthy, and I somehow guzzle down, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but get it done. It's all for the health and staying healthy as we get older.
Well, so how long have you been shaking it up in the mornings?
Whew. Probably a year and a half.
Really?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the bulletproof coffee is one of the things that kind of made me think about that, getting some healthy fats. So I'd put a little olive oil in there too. Again, I told you it's random.
Well, that's good. I've never even considered doing that.
I hadn't either, but a lot of Googling and a lot of research and listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So, I'm new to this whole vegetarian thing, and I'm always looking for opportunities to get more of the good stuff in because I've spent 40 plus years putting the bad stuff in there.
Yep.
So that's very interesting.
Yep. Even the protein it's kind of a vegan protein.
Uh-huh.
Not that I'm completely vegan myself, but yes, I've tried to cut out a lot of meats myself too. So.
Okay. Huh.
Interesting. What's your go-to in the morning?
Oh, goodness, it's not good. There's still lots of bad stuff in there.
It takes time. It's a gradual process.
It is a process. I had a Starbucks cinnamon dulce latte this morning. I did get the tomato and mozzarella sandwich, but I did not eat it. See, that's why I'm not vegan, because I cannot stop cheese. But anyway.
Cheese is my kryptonite, too.
It is.
Love it.
But this isn't about me. This is all about you. Y'all don't want to hear about
you.
About my poor eating habits, but I just thought that was pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
So we're talking today with our executive committee member, Shane Meyer, about the why. And this is a totally unscripted program, so you don't even know what I'm going to ask you, because I don't know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
So if you'll just roll with it.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
I'll go with it.
Okay, awesome. Well, one of the questions, the first question, of course, is, I got to lead into it, though. So there are lots of chambers in this Metroplex, a bunch of them.
Yep.
And I hear that they do an amazing job at whatever it is that they do. But I happen to think that the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce is the best. Yeah. Even though it has, I have some great friends at these other chambers, but I still think we're the best. But I'm a little biased,
Yeah.
You have chosen to serve alongside us for several years. Yeah. Why did you choose this chamber?
So this started out before being on the board. It was just becoming a member. And I was starting a business, a franchise business with a partner. And it was, what can we do to get out there and spread the word? And we are in Oak Cliff. We're not too far away from the office. And there are a lot of other chambers. But they're none as involved. And so once I heard about the chamber and I started learning some of the things they did, attended one meeting, 2 meetings, then it just kept keeping on. One of the best things about it is, yes, there's lots of ways to get active, whether it's volunteering, networking, whatever fits your bill is there. But it's like a family. And I mentioned this before, to you. But everyone at the chamber is very friendly, and it's very active, and so you get an opportunity to see them a lot, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other chambers I know a lot of other chambers are not nearly as active. Then when you throw in some of the night networking events, and you throw in some margaritas.
Yeah.
you can't beat it.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things that Keandra does, that again you have to have your icebreakers, is every day of the year there's some special holiday. Yeah, and it makes it fun and entertaining, out there. So it's the friendships. Everyone could say that, but it's just so many events that are there. Just a lot of different ways to participate and get involved and get to know just a lot of great people.
Yeah. So I want to give you the crown for
Uh-oh. Is this good or not?
Yes, it's amazing. You are the MVP for event going. You have mastered the art of being involved. You're one of our greatest members ever because you come to the events, you get involved, you're engaged, people know who you are, what business that you're in, and I want to publicly just say thank you.
I appreciate that.
For the support.
Yeah, you're very welcome, but the support, I feel like I should be saying that to you.
No.
The support. It's, like I said, become an extension of family.
Yeah.
Because, again, business is hard. Life is hard.
Mm-hmm.
This is another family that you can vent to, you can talk to, and they truly are ears to listen to.
Yeah.
If you need to get away from whatever is going on in your, whether it's personal life or career life, you can come in here, and it's just an hour of peace in heaven and talking, and it just starts with one conversation.
Yeah.
And it's, people think it's hard, and people, you always heard that people speaking at an event, people are more scared of that than actually death. And that's pretty wild, right? People are just terrified of it. Mm-hmm. Well, it's just one conversation. You force yourself to do it, and it's one victory at a time.
Yeah.
And you realize that person's in the same shoes I am.
Yeah.
They're trying to grow their business, but they're also looking for a friend, just someone to talk to at this event that you might not know anyone. The more meetings you go to, the more people that you get to know, and now I walk in and I feel like I know half the people there, and the other half I've done it so much now, and I see it as a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You've been around our community for a while, and you know about other organizations, other chambers, and you know our community well, you serve our community well. What would you say are some of the misconceptions out there about a chamber of commerce?
That chamber of commerces are old and they're old-fashioned. That's one of the initial things that I came into. We started with a lot of groups that we're testing out to see what is a good fit. Not that we couldn't be involved in all of them, but we want to focus in on a couple of them. And it's like, we'll try out the chamber. We don't know what they can do. There's other networking groups that are, newer, that are out there that maybe more niche. But the chamber is not that. You guys have evolved. We're doing a podcast, and I give so much credit to you for evolving it. We're working on a food truck.
Yes.
These are things that other chambers are not doing.
Right.
Just taking a chance, taking a risk, and seeing what's out there. It's a calculated risk.
Yes.
But it's working out great so far, and you've been here for a long time, and that's the other thing. You set the tone for the organization. That's another thing that makes the Oak Cliff Chamber different. You set the tone, you set the culture, for the employees that you hire. You have a fantastic employee group.
Yes.
And really vetting the people that you hire to make sure they're the right fit for you and what you want to promote. Not only are you going to work as a team, but promote to the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, that's the difference. It feels like family, so many events, and just taking a chance, doing something new, evolving with this world that we're in.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I paid him to say that, by the way. So, Shane, you've been with us for a number of years. Do you know how many years you've been with us?
Well, I marked that almost with the start of our business, but it's probably 5.5 years or something along those lines, 5 years. And like I said, it was a lot of just going to meetings, coffee and commerce.
Yeah.
You still have that now, but in addition to many more events, and being at the old building too, and seeing the move and the expansion in the facilities as as the organization and the group has grown.
I want to take a moment to just say thank you for, so many things, but one of the many things that you've taught me in coming to our networking events is the value of teaching our members to give each other Google reviews.
Yeah.
And that has
Yeah.
stuck with me because it's so meaningful.
Yeah.
It just seems as though the average person will give a negative Google review.
Right.
We're quick to do that. But talk to me about why that was meaningful feedback to give
Sure.
us so that we can give our membership.
Sure. So there's a book that was written, I don't recall the name of it, but everything's been Amazonified.
Yes.
Which is getting a review. So
Yeah.
now you're hard pressed to go on Amazon and buy something without looking at the review and comparing it to other things. And Google has really took that to heart a while ago. All their algorithms now, they might change and shift, but the top of that list, always seemingly the top 3 to 5 on their list for that algorithm, are reviews, responding to those reviews. And we see that, and that's part of your organic SEO. But we see that. And that's what differentiates us, and it's consistency of those reviews. We got a lot of out of state, out of city customers that call us because we pop up on the map so well. And I'm a big reader, listen a lot, love listening to podcasts, Googling, going on that rabbit hole, YouTube. And it's the biggest key right now that we have. Again, everything is constantly changing. AI, who knows what's going to happen with that? There's going to be a whole new world. But still, Google reviews will be at the top of the list. The consistency, the volume, and the high rating and review that you have there. So you do that, you put a focus on that, new business, it will definitely help it. Might take 6 months to a year to kind of get to the value you need, but it is so important.
It really is. And we've implemented it at the Chamber as well. So for our corporate partners, we like to go through and periodically give positive Google reviews because our corporate partners are amazing partners for the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. And so we appreciate that feedback, and you've given me so much more. So, but that's one of the many things that you've given us that we've implemented.
And it doesn't cost anyone anything, right? I mean, and assuming they've done a good job or they're a great person or their employees, it doesn't cost you anything. It can only help. It can only help them.
That's exactly right. So we appreciate that. Now, Shane, you hang around the chamber quite a bit because you're supportive of this organization and the community as a whole, but you don't work for us, and we wish that you did. We cannot afford you, but we're grateful that you're here. But you've chosen a different career. What do you do full time? What pays the bills? Talk to me about that.
It was so back before my current career right now, I was doing financial analysis for a cybersecurity group. And so quite the change. I have family that are entrepreneurs, and they said, you need to, I guess it was the early midlife crisis, and you need to try to see what else is out there, and if you're not happy. And I said, I'm going to give it a go, on my own, although, with a partner. And so just looking around for different opportunities, and we do water and fire mitigation and restoration. That's, for the most part, what we do, but we do some other interesting stuff. Crime scene cleanup, sewage cleanup. If you don't know where to go, we get a lot of calls from, hey, can you take care of this for us? So I think it was a lot of I was looking for a great opportunity, something we could grow, but also something that would be interesting. And more importantly, I don't want to be just a cog in the wheel, just a number, like I'd worked at big companies before. And I actually wanted to make a difference and get that sense of fulfillment with helping someone. And so this checks a lot of boxes. And I hope they say that you never want to do anything for money, because if that's not, that shouldn't be your driving, goal. You should always find something that you're passionate about, and the money will come, as they say. And so I think that's definitely the way to go. The people that I think that struggle, if you have something you're passionate about, you're going to continue to push through. If people are just doing it for the money and they don't see that immediately, it's going to hard for them to keep on with that next step and the next step. So.
You're always so insightful. I just feel like I need to sit around you and just jot down.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate it.
Throughout the course of the day, and at some point, just bring it all together and release some sort of Shaneisms book.
I'm a regurgitation machine. Like I said, I love the YouTube rabbit hole. I love the podcast. There's so many other people that I can learn from, and maybe I can pass it along, here and there.
Yeah. So. Well, it's been helpful. Now, I have a crazy question for you.
Okay.
All right. You bracing yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Put it out there.
Describe for us the craziest crime scene you've ever seen?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and tell me what you had to do with it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll try not to be as descriptive as I could. I don't know if everyone has an iron stomach like I do. I've learned to have. This one made national news.
Okay.
And it was a person that had passed away a couple years prior. And they had had a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
They were in a chair. They fell over in the chair, and they just sat there for a couple of years. It was an apartment complex, and you'd think someone would check on them, but that did not happen. Usually change air filters. We don't know why they didn't. But he was former military, so he had a military pension. And he worked at a government agency now where they traveled around the world for months at a time. Mm-hmm. And so he had everything on auto pay, so that's why everything kept on getting paid. But yeah, he had mummified. They took him out, and there literally was an outline of him on the floor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the only relative they had was his mom, and she was in New York. And she was contemplating getting in a private investigator, but she was sure that he would pop up eventually, and she didn't think she'd be able to, track him down because he's probably in some other country. And as always happens, bodies break down.
Yeah.
And so within the first couple of months, he started decaying and deteriorating.
Oh gosh.
And there's fluid that leaked down to the apartment below.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
And then that neighbor called the apartment complex and thought that there was kind of an AC leak or something, and so the maintenance team went in there and just looked at her place and said, I don't see any more water. We don't see where the source is at. If it continues to happen, let us know. I guess it soon after stopped, and that was it. But yeah, that was pretty wild, and we bid so high on that one because we did not want to get that job. But we've seen a lot of gnarly, interesting things.
Oh my gosh. When you started, I started regretting that I asked you that question. I think in pictures.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing all of this, which you're a great storyteller. But in this case, maybe I shouldn't have asked. Yeah. Okay.
Keep them coming.
Oh my gosh. I don't know about that. Maybe we go back to the script.
I'm fun at parties. I always have a great story or two forever.
Oh my gosh. That is awful.
Yeah. It is. And so when we hire our guys, we got to make sure that that's something they can tolerate. And if not, that's fine. They just don't get on that job. But
your storytelling abilities may be helpful when it comes to helping me lose weight.
I think you look fantastic as is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I should talk to you every morning and you tell me one of those stories and I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
Stay healthy.
Yes. No cheese for me. No nothing. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. We'll keep you on speed dial for that one. Okay. So back to your chosen career. Yeah. What does, if I were to shadow you, I would spend a whole day with you, what would one day look like shadowing you?
It's tough because every day is different. Again, the services that we provide are very different. First, we have managers, we have other employees, but every day is different. A lot of it's talking to customers. I enjoy going to the customer site, talking to the customer, and making sure that we are providing 5-star service. Making sure they're happy. Following up with them. Hey, is there anything to do? I used to be afraid to ask, is there any issues, is there any feedback that you can give us? Because I was worried that they'd give us a laundry list of things. But then, I realized that was actually a blessing. Yeah. Because not only can you solve that, you can make that customer happy right then and there. Right. But when you make them happy, they can give you a review. It's not all about reviews, and they pass a good word along. But you're just making them happy in general, right? You never know walking in someone else's shoes what they're going through, and so when some water floods their house or a fire or something, it's a stressful time of their life. So giving a little peace of mind, is needed. Yeah. But it would be going to see customers. I do respond to our reviews. I do some of our online, blogging and stuff now. We have to work with insurance a lot. So I might be talking to an insurance adjuster, talking to my business partner, planning the day with our crews and when they're going out there and how to attack this, that, and the other. Yeah. Again, every job is different. Every house is different that gets flooded. And again, that's kind of the fun part too, is you're constantly problem solving something different. So no day is alike. Yeah. But yeah, previous life, sitting behind a desk, every single day doing the same thing kind of gets a little repetitive and boring. So this definitely shook things up just a little bit.
Well, sounds like a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like a lot. Well, we can see why you do what you do. You've got the whole personality to handle these kinds of challenges, and you do it well. We love to see you coming every day here at the chamber. Yeah, absolutely, love it so much.
I love coming here, and I'm glad you guys have opened the door to me.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you so much for being here, Shane.
It's been a pleasure.
It has been amazing getting to know our executive committee member, Shane Meyer. So thank you. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Keandra.
Thank you. And now, a word from our sponsors.
When it comes to taking care of your senior loved ones, you're not alone. There's help right here in our community. The Home Care Network provides help and resources that allow aging seniors, those with disabilities, and those recovering to stay in place in their own home.
We provide in-house clinical services for patients that are 65 and older who need clinical services in the home. We do everything from skilled nursing to physical therapy, all of that in the home. So we empower patients to have a voice in their healthcare services.
For more information about Home Care Network, visit homecarenetwork.com.
Thanks for tuning in to Strictly Business Unscripted. Today we met Executive Committee member Shane Meyer. Stay tuned for the next episode of this Strictly Business Unscripted podcast, where I'm your host, Keandra Jones.